My name's Daniel. I'm 14 years old. I burnt Chrissy up in the first round, and the rest of you are going to be left eating my dust.
I still want
Daniel.
to exercise
I'm 14
my
years
right
old.
to be
I
forgotten.
burnt Chrissy up in the first round, and the rest of you are going to be left
you are
eating my dust.
Funny man.
How is it that your face kind of looks like it hasn't aged in 30 years and also looks like it's aged 100 years in 30 years simultaneously?
I know. Science, I guess. I mean, 90% of my face is glasses, admittedly. Which
okay.
That hides a multitude of sins, I would imagine. Hey, do you want some good news?
No.
Trump's
Yes.
left the UK now.
I was enjoying that. Barely
Were
saw
you?
I
him.
was not. Good riddance.
Hey, I'd rather Trump comes to the UK than those bloody the crap going on Saturday,
Well, yeah.
or the tube strike.
Yep.
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 London's been going to hell in a handbasket these last week, and I am not here for it. I would like to leave now.
Yeah, I've had enough. Well, come to Welwyn Garden City. We have.
That's
garages.
a made-up place.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not a made-up place.
It's made
Everywhere's
up place,
a made
Dan.
up place.
Well, this is true.
good point.
Technically, everywhere.
Tis true. Tis true.
Borders and ideas of land ownership are a completely human construct. You are correct. Anyway.
Bear with me. I'm just trying to work something out. I got a ping off of Dropbox, and I'm trying to see if something actually did sync or if it's just playing silly buggers.
Is it going to be worth the wait?
It's going to be easier for me to deal with.
All right, but that's worth it then.
No, I don't think it did sync.
Oh.
Maybe we could just go for a classic.
Oh.
How about if so we haven't got a custom bumper this week, but maybe I can pull out an old one just for
There you go, Dominic.
just for fun. In fact, we could do that one. And I'm going to sneeze 1 second.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, his head's disappeared. He sneezed
Oh
so
my
hard,
God, he
head
sneezed his head
disappeared.
off.
Sorry, did you hear that?
God, what, the sneeze or the screaming into the pillow?
That's just how I sneeze. What, you don't sneeze like that?
No.
Sorry, everything's going wrong with me these last couple of weeks.
Before we get into the show, because we might not have time to squeeze it into the actual show, I have some good news for you, Coleman.
Oh, yeah?
You
You're back
soon
from the
might
march
be able
on
to-
Saturday?
No, you soon might be able to buy PSVR 2 controllers separately. Because you can buy them.
Oh, yay!
with the
More
Apple
money
Vision
for things
Pro.
that break.
Yeah.
Hey, I just like to restore balance to force and say I don't give a crap. I don't care.
It's
I
only
mean-
because I have broken controllers, Dan, and
Yes.
despite my effort. Have you ever tried to deal with PlayStation technical support?
I've no. I've only dealt with Microsoft support during Red. Oh no, I have dealt with Sony support. They were middling to mediocre.
They were
Are
one
the
of the
yellow
worst
light
tech
death?
supports I've ever dealt with. Hours on. Well, you can only call them between certain times, so that's in my work
At
time.
8 and 8:05.
And they're like, make sure you'll buy your
Tuesday through
PlayStation so you can
Wednesday.
do all this. I was like, well, I can't do that, or I've got to book time off. So I had to write all the
Yeah.
information down, take it to work, do it in my lunch break, extend that over my lunch break, which went down great. Took hours to get through, and then when you finally get through, it's like, okay, so send your controllers in. That will be £65, please. And then they send them back, and they're still broken. Woo!
Yay!
PlayStation, great
Well
console,
done,
terrible
Sony.
service. Hey, shall we do a podcast?
A show. Let's.
Yes.
Let's.
Yes. Let's have a classic bumper. I'll fix it in post.
SOS.
None of this matters.
Oh.
We'll do it live.
BRB UK.
Do it live.
Worse teeth, better accents.
We'll do it live.
Hello, and indeed, ahoy, hoy. Welcome one and all. It's BRB UK. It's episode 651. Welcome to you, and also welcome to Coleman, who's being a
Hi.
brave little soldier today because he's had his little flu jab. Aren't you?
Sure.
Yes, you are. Well, Cohen, did they give you a sticker?
No, they gave me a sweetie, but I gave it to one of my co-workers.
Oh,
Aren't
Can't
you a
have that much.
sweetie, hey?
Don't really
Coleman.
like sugar.
What?
Yeah.
Not a big fan
Who
of
doesn't like sugar?
Not a big fan of the boiled sweets. You
Aren't you?
see.
I quite like
No.
the ball sweet. Anyway, this is a middle-aged ramble just waiting to happen. So I'm moving
Coleman
on.
prefers
Tim.
boiled vegetables. You heard
Tim's
it here.
here.
First.
Tim.
true.
Tim. Tim.
Yeah.
Tim. Eyes on the prize. How you doing?
There's a
Speaking of the
prize.
small prick.
You're better than that, Coleman. You're better than that.
No.
Innit?
No,
Why are
I'm
you
not.
talking about
And
my
I'm
small prick,
delirious.
Coleman? Hey?
How are you, Tim?
I am. Let's go with okay. Yeah,
Yeah, you enjoy-
okay.
You enjoyed Trump being in town? That's been a fun week.
No,
for you
good
Londoners.
riddance. He's gone.
Donald
Good.
Trump.
Get him out, idiot.
He's gone.
Get him out of here.
Numpty.
Lock down the borders. Back
He
to your
must-
own country.
Yeah, and we've successfully deported Trump. It's all good.
He successfully made me a conspiracy theorist, though. So there you go.
Tim,
I
you've
thought you
always,
already
to
were.
be fair, I think you've always been conspiracy theorist adjacent for your whole life.
Adrenochrome, right,
No,
Tim?
not really. Like, there's not
Oh,
a
you
lot.
have
There's a
been.
couple, I believe, but not many.
Right. Give me a conspiracy theory you believe in.
Jet
I-
fuel can't melt steel beams, Dan.
Actually, one of the only ones American related that I believed prior to this is actually 9/11 related. So we probably shouldn't get into that. But I genuinely believe in years to come we will learn that they shot down one of the planes. It wasn't taken down by the passengers. But you know, hey,
Okay.
yeah,
Pretty sorry you're us now, Dan.
yeah, that's
am
not a
very
good
sorry
one to
I
go
asked.
into. But yeah, like I don't believe there was an actual assassination attempt on President Trump. If you want to get into it as well, so there you go.
Wow.
Not a genuine attempt, anyway. But yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Well, that's me
Yeah.
ever wanting to travel to the States in complete jeopardy now.
Do you know
Well,
what?
yeah,
We're not-
I'm
we're
never
not-
going to there. Well,
Hold
he's
on.
in charge for the next 20 years or
We're,
so.
We're not a video games podcast anymore. This is
No.
this is the Tim's conspiracy theory hour. Take it away, Tim.
Go on, Tim. Go on, Tim.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into more recent conspiracy theories because
Oh,
that's
more recent?
definite
What happened
shenanigans
yesterday?
at the moment.
The,
So, let's not go there.
is putting chemicals in the water to make the frogs gay.
I mean, what is turning the frogs gay if it isn't chemicals, Coleman?
Being
I
asexual.
have a question. Are the
Yeah.
frogs happy? Because that's all I care
that's
about.
all we
The
care
frogs are
about,
happy.
Dan.
Good for
Happy
the
frogs.
Good for the frogs.
If you want an actual proper, like, not even conspiracy theory, but a thing that did happen, and you want to talk about chemicals in the water, you want to talk about DuPont, because they poisoned the entire world's population. But, you know, hey.
So Tim, claiming
Yeah.
that he's not into conspiracy theories, has just spent 5 minutes.
That isn't a
Going on about
conspiracy. That last one isn't even a conspiracy theory. Like, it's a proven in court fact.
Do you ever think we might be too old to be doing video game podcasts now?
Yeah, I do a bit. I do.
I mean, there's that.
Speaking
Yeah.
of something that's outstayed its welcome, Dan, you've been playing Borderlands 4.
And why did you pronounce welcome like that, by
Yeah.
the way?
Welcome.
Flu jab.
Flu jab. Let's go with flu jab.
Is that your excuse for everything?
It will be my
sorry.
excuse for
Flu jab.
every slip up, and there will be many this week. Flu jab.
Right.
Good.
All right. Jesus Christ, I think my cat.
Also, I've just realised I left the
jumped.
noise cancelling on my headphones, so I couldn't actually hear myself. So I usually mispronounce when I do stuff like that.
My cat just jumped down off the windowsill and literally made my entire desk shake. I think he's turning into a fat git again.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, and he's now got stuck in the door. There we go.
How small's your door, or how big is your cat?
How big is your cat?
No, there was there's a little gap, and he's trying to get through it, got halfway through, and then kind of just got a bit stuck, and little legs were just kind of...
Oh.
Well, yeah, poor little hobnob. Anyway, yes, Borderlands 4. I have been playing Borderlands 4 because I held on
Topical.
until the review started coming out, where it reported it as a bit of a return to form after Borderlands 3, which was so cringeworthy it made me want to remove my eyes with the blunt end of a spoon. I found the writing in Borderlands 3 dreadful. I found it was just trying far too hard in every aspect of the game and made me a bit worried for the future of the series. But Borderlands 4 is here. They've dialed it all down a notch. Some would say too far. Some would say it's a little bit stockable. But there is actually... I'm only about 12 hours in. It feels there's a bit of a glimmer of a good core story there, I have to say. And the gunplay feels really, really good this time around. I've seen
some people complain that it's not as funny as Borderlands 3, Dan. And those people are crazy.
Those people are wrong. And those people shouldn't be allowed to have ears.
I have a question, though, Dan. Is it as good as the Borderlands movie?
I don't think anything can equal the Borderlands movie.
Dan's not seen that.
Just going to leave that
movie.
as that. I'm not saying whether it is equally good or equally bad, or whether the Borderlands movie is good or bad. It's a thing. I think we can all agree the Borderlands movie is a thing that possibly shouldn't have happened.
Definitely happened, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes, it did. Moving on, though.
Get into this, because this has taken all the headlines, and the two main reasons being A, technical issues, B, Randy Pitchford being Randy Pitchford. But we'll get to Randy Pitchford later. Let's focus on the game.
Pitchford in a minute. But at its core, it feels like a bit of a reinvention of Borderlands 4. Right? It now feels much more open world, and dare I say it, feels like the game I wish modern Destiny was. It's fun. It's got great movement mechanics. It feels a very fluid world to move about in. They've got rid of a lot of the nonsense from old Borderlands, like you can only update your appearance at a very specific location in town. You can only summon your vehicle, apologies, vehicle at a capturized station. You can now summon that anywhere. You can manage your inventory, send stuff back and forth to your bank, or mark it as junk, all that kind of stuff. Just do directly now. It feels like a much more refined experience, and I've really, really enjoyed just kind of rediscovering Borderlands and exploring the world that they've put out there. Only really touched the first kind of major biome so far, but it feels a very nicely put together, cohesive game that kind of, I think, gets all the best bits out of prior Borderlands stuff without adding a bunch of useless crud into it, which I think Borderlands 3 did. I've really enjoyed my time with it so far. I actually think it's telling a decent story. Yeah, there's not as many kind of over the top knob jokes as perhaps there was in Borderlands 3, but it feels like I find it to be a lot less try-hardy than Borderlands 3 was, and that really put me off Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Also, it looks like there's quite an expansive end game here. There's lots of kind of like world tiers after you finish, and it almost feels like a kind of a gun-toting Diablo in that way. It feels like there's like world bosses that show up, like treasure goblins and stuff like that, which randomly spawn around the world. So I think it's got the potential to be have a good long tail for it with the end game, especially if you're playing with mates as well. Once you've finished all the story content, I can see it being a good kind of Sunday night kind of gaming fest. I don't know where I'm going with that sentence. My brain's not working. But no, I could see it being
social
really good
gamer
fun with
night.
mates. Yeah, it's a good social game. I could see it being. And there's feels like there's a lot to do, and it doesn't feel too overwhelming. But that's all the good stuff, and the guns are fun. The guns are good. The loot is good. It feels like it's the loot is all the guns continues to be different enough to be interesting enough. I've only tried out one character, but they really seem to have kind of incentivize you to kind of use like your character's alt a lot more, and it feels a lot more like you don't have to save it. You just need to be getting in there, getting stuck in, having fun, blowing crap up, and that's really good. So onto the big old pixelated low frame rate elephant in the room. Performance on a PC. I've been playing this on PC. I haven't even attempted to see what it runs like on Steam Deck, because I guarantee it will run like hot butts is what it will run like. It will be not good. So the game runs at its core using Unreal Engine 5, which is the same engine that's powered a couple of more modern games like, I believe, Metal Gear Solid Delta runs on UE5. I think Clair Obscure 33 runs on Unreal Engine 5. And it's got some really cool technical innovations in it, Unreal Engine 5. But it's got some serious performance overheads. And that has been a real problem in Borderlands, which has always kind of embraced a slightly cartoony, line-drawn style, which I think probably belies some of the complexity behind its look. But a lot of people go, oh, Huda, it is all line drawn, therefore must be easy, therefore must be bad, that this is running like butts. And I think it is, for whatever
some people
reason,
like
I
butts,
don't know.
Stan, just to point out.
You do like ball. Good for you, Tim.
Good for you,
I
Tim.
didn't say I did. Some
Well
people.
done, Tim.
Yeah.
Good. Well done. Thanks, Tim. As
Tim, you
ever,
already had a
for your
whole month
contribution.
of this. Just stop
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah. The system requirements are pretty beefy on a PC. I'm running it on an 11th gen i7 and a 3080, and I'm still seeing dips into the 50 FPSs on high.
You might as
and
well
that's
play
with
on a toaster, Dan.
Exactly, and that's with
Where's your
DLSS
leak gaming
turned on.
setup?
I know. And even with like the latest set of GPUs and CPUs, a lot of outlets such as Digital Foundry are reporting even with maxed out hardware, you're not going to get you'd be able to max out all the settings. Now, I mean, that being said, I am playing it on high settings. I found it still to be a very good-looking game. After a couple of patches, the stability seems to have settled down. I did have a couple of hard game crashes on day one. Then the patch came out, and then it seems to have settled down a bit. But, yeah, it really does push my CPU and GPU to the max, certainly in my experience. But... it's. I think it's difficult to tell how much of this is it performance optimization of Unreal Engine itself? Is it optimization of how Gearbox put together the game, and that's where the work needs to be? Or is it that perhaps expecting everything to run 60 FPS 4K whilst looking amazing without frame gen is no longer a realistic expectation? I don't know. I mean, the GPU I've got can't do frame gen, but it can do upscaling in the form of DLSS, and I think it looks fine. But yeah, it was rough on the first day, but I didn't find it so bad there on out, I have to say.
Can I ask a non-technical question?
Sure. Go for it.
Good. Because I feel with the Borderland games, one of the most important aspects is the heroes, the different characters that you can choose from. But in the last few iterations of the game, that hasn't really been spoken about. People were quite interested in the new in the main characters in Borderlands 1 and 2, and then it's kind of that's not discussed about in any of the subsequent games. So what are we looking at for the heroes this time? What are the different types of powers we're getting? Are they just kind of reskins of the older ones, or returning characters or anything like that?
I think they've kind of shuffled the abilities. So like the kind of the soldier abilities have now been kind of split between kind of like the tank character and the character I'm playing called Rafa, who is... His design makes him look a bit like Zero. He's kind of a slightly
ninja
stick-thin. Yeah, he's a slightly stick-thin fella. But he's got kind of like what does set them apart is they've got much more kind of many more kind of build trees that you can now go down a mix and match. So there's 3 in total. I think there were 3 in Borderlands 3, but it's certainly more varied than it was in Borderlands 1 and 2. And he's kind of got like the shoulder cannons that I think the old previous soldier used to have. There's a siren yet again who appears to be that's the siren character. And there's and who can just do magic crap is basically as far
Tempting
as
sailors onto rocks, yeah?
Yeah, stuff like that. Why not? Yes, Tim, that's exactly it. That's exactly the siren they were going for. Absolutely.
Right,
thanks for paying attention. Really appreciate it. You're welcome. Thanks.
Looking way older in the films than they do in the video games.
Yes. So you have got Vex is the siren. Amon is the Forge Knight. Basically, he's a big beardy dude with a hammer. Rafa, who's the character I chose, who's like the exo soldier with his pew pew shoulder cannons, and Harlow, the Gravatar, who is, how would I describe her? So she's a kind of run and gun, I suppose, but does have like some elemental abilities as well. So yeah,
She's the one that they put a lot of the focus on trailers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say there's like Borderlands 1 and 2 had standout characters. I think I feel like they've lent into that a bit less as things have gone on, and I
Zero,
I
Lilith,
think,
Tina.
Yeah,
wasn't Tina a playable character at one point?
Yeah. Well, then she had her own spin-off game, Tiny Tina's Castle of Annoyance or something like that.
They had the D&D Quest DLC for 2, and then they went, "That's really good. Let's spin that off into its own full game," and it not sell very well.
Wait, it wasn't as good an idea as you thought. But yeah, I've been. I mean, I would say, yeah, the characters are okay. They're not. Don't really, I think, pop off the page in terms of like interest or kind of their uniqueness as much as some of the original Borderlands characters did. But I'm not.
I have a
surprised.
question related to character types, and just based on the footage that we were just seeing in video form as well. There seemed to be like, is it one character or all the characters have like traversal options? Like there was a electro whip thing for getting around the environment. Is that a
All
general skill? Okay, it was not.
All characters have that, and there's like kind of air dashes and double jumps that everyone can do now. Can clamber up stuff as well. All characters can do that.
Okay.
So there's a lot more verticality in the game than I think there was before, which was run around on the floor, trying to hide for things. I would say the game also, the other thing that the game's added is, you know how you used to have health pickups. You now have like kind of a stim jet, as it were, that if your health's running low, you pop yourself with that, instantly fills up your health, and you do need to use it. You feel a lot more squishy in Borderlands 4 than you did in previous games. I found that I've been getting knocked out and kind of going for second wins a lot more than I have done in previous Borderlands games.
Cool.
But I'm enjoying it.
Oh, sorry. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Can I tell you a little feature, Dan? I don't know if you know this one, but I found this one a little short the other day. If you go to the audio settings, did you know that you can just turn down the volume of Claptrap?
No, I did not know that, and I shall exercise my right to do so.
You can turn him down. You can completely mute him if you want. So the subs appear, he's running around doing all that, and there's just no voice.
Bliss.
I know.
Bliss.
I've heard they've toned down the annoyance of Claptrap in this one, but it's a weird balance with the Borderland games. They'll bring a quirky character. People go, "Oh, I like that character," and they go, "All right, cool. We'll make him even more annoying." Tina Claptrap.
Yeah, they've definitely taken a step back from that in Borderlands 4, which I personally am glad for.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's one of the few positive reviews for Borderlands that I've seen.
Really? It's doing all right.
Going through the Steam reviews, there's a lot of negativity, and it's that thing
because it was a bit balked on day one.
I'll be interested to see
at about an 84, 85 on Metacritic at the moment.
Okay. I'll be interested to see with the Unreal Engine 5 how that progresses, if there's work to be done there, if this is all a problem with Unreal Engine 5 or if this is a problem with optimization. I know one thing that I've seen about performance issues is the blueprint system that they use in Unreal 5, which it's kind of like using a game designer element, makes things easier, dragging and dropping, what have you. Apparently, using that system, it becomes very resource heavy. So a lot of cases with bigger studios, they'll use the blueprint system, but they'll use it as kind of a mapping tool, and then once they've got it how they want it to, then they kind of remove the point system and then go back to manual development. So I'm wondering if it's sort of heavy reliance on the engine's automation that's causing the issues here, or if it is just trying to rush things out the door. Which is weird, because the technical issues of this game when it came out, they pushed the release date forward at the very last minute. You know, Pitchford popped up with his weird-looking hair and went, "Hey, we're going to bring out Borderlands." That never happens. Borderlands 4 is coming out early. That's how well that we're doing with this. And then it came out, it's like, everything's on fire.
Have we heard, like, I've only heard complaints about the PC version. Do we know how the console versions are faring? I haven't heard any complaints about them. But
other than people complaining about the field of view slider is missing, which Pitchford did come out and tweet and say, "Hey, we're gonna add that. We're looking into it. We're gonna add that into console at a later date." Okay. He then continued talking, unfortunately, but
yeah, we'll come back to it.
You don't need to talk, Randy. You could just, like, you have an official Borderlands account. You put things out on that. Talk about your shift key updates on there. Talk about all that stuff on that. You don't have to be the face. The game is the face. You're not Hideo Kojima.
No.
Not even
and Hideo
close.
Kojima doesn't even do this.
I mean, and I think Brandy Pitchford's not helped with his, how can I say, unique way of dealing with these in a PR kind of way, basically saying, "Hey, look, we got the bestest people doing all the stuff and all the things, and if you guys think you've got a better idea, well, let us know and we will hire you." It's like,
we'll get to
that.
Stop being
he's a magician, Dan. He can make all that goodwill disappear.
I know, that is very true.
Right.
Anyway, that's Borderlands 4. I think it's a bit of a giggle.
Yes, I wanted to talk about Hell Is Us, but oh no, Tim has dropped his review of Hollow Knight Silksong instead.
I've gazumped you.
Yes.
I will gloss over this a little bit. I'll try and get through it quickly to leave you a bit more time for Hell Is Us, mainly because I'm more interested in that. Anyway,
Tim, we will cut back on the news if we've got more interesting games. This is one of the most anticipated games of years and years.
Well, I was going to say I would have talked about it more last week, but train strikes got in the way. But
sorry,
I don't think it will surprise too many of our long-term listeners that I bounced off this game a little bit. And I know it's a media darling, and I know everyone loves it, and I know I'll probably get some flack for saying negative things. It's not entirely negative, but I have to say, like, the art style of the game did not attract me to this game one bit from the word go. I don't like it. Like, it looks nice in places, but I don't think the character art is particularly attractive. Like,
Dan, we've got the worst possible person playing this game.
Yes, I am the worst one of the three of us to review this game. But yeah, like, I know everyone's been waiting years for this, and I know the first game was beloved, and I think I played it for a short period of time, but didn't really get into it, and never really played it to any length of time. I was a bit wary going into this one, but it being available on Game Pass meant that, you know, it was essentially free for me to access it. And I'm kind of glad I experienced it, and it's fine, and my first impressions were bad, basically. Like,
how so? Is it just the look or just the way it plays? Or
I don't particularly like the look of it. I feel that the platforming is okay. It's a little bit floaty. I don't like the fact that you get the hit back when you're hitting things and it knocks you backwards. I don't particularly like that in a platformer.
Mate, stay away from the the Nintendo. Entertainment system.
Well, exactly. That's why I didn't get on with a lot of those. But it harkens back to, like, games of old, and I can see why people that love those games love this game. I just don't have particular reverence or love for those games, and so it makes me dislike some of the stuff that they have lifted wholesale from games of that era and put into this, that people will go, oh yeah, I used to love games like this, and I didn't. Like, there's the rock hard platforming, and so far the platforming in the game hasn't really bothered me too much.
Mm-hmm.
What has kind of put me off is like, and it's weird, like the further I got into the game, the level design hasn't bothered me as much, but at first it does this thing where it goes, right, most of these type of games reward exploration, and this demands exploration but also punishes you for it as well. Like, there are more than one places in the game where it goes, oh, you went down this hole, oh, that hole, oh, that leads to the beginning of the game. I hope you like platforming, because you need to platform all your way back up again from where you started, the very beginning of the game. And I'm like, no, I don't like that. Or just turn the whole game off and turn it back on again, and then you'll be back at the last save point. And I'm like, that seems slightly antiquated video game design that we got past and have moved on from. I don't really appreciate that much. As I've got further into the game, I do kind of see a lot of the appeal, and it's undoubtedly a good game. I just think it's not a game where I fully appreciate everything that it's doing, basically. I do quite like some of the level design. As I said, I don't like the punishing element that literally punishes you for exploration. But I do like the way it kind of loops back on itself, and that you get access to earlier parts of the game through like shortcuts that you can then take in later parts. I like a game that does that in the way it structures things. The one thing I will say is, it's right. Some of the things that are obtuse in the game I don't mind, and some of the things that are obtuse in the game rub me up the wrong way. For example, it at no point in time tells you that there is a like jumping down attack that you kind of need to do to get past one of the big bosses in it, like the first big boss in the game. There's a kind of tutorial boss which isn't too hard, and then there's the Bell Beast, which is very difficult, and I'm struggling to get through at the moment. It's a bit of a skill check, and I don't mind having a skill check boss. What I do mind is having a skill check boss where they don't tell you one of the skills you need to use to get past it. That seems a little bit like, what are we doing here, people?
What skill do we need?
Like, there's a downward jump that kind of jumps diagonally, which annoys me a bit as well. I wish it was a kind of straight jump rather than a diagonal. But you need that to, well, you could probably get through the Bell Beast without it, but it definitely helps in that thing. Also, you need it to get one of the kind of unlockable bits of equipment that actually helps you a bit in that battle as well. And it literally never tells you in the game that you can do that like attack at all, and it's a crucial, like, not just a crucial thing for battling enemies, but a crucial thing for traversing the environment in places as well. And it's like, what? How are you not telling me that I need to do that? And then as like, I don't mind so much that it gets you to buy a lot of things that other games give you with in-game currency, basically. Like, if it was non-in-game currency, I would definitely be complaining. But, like, you have to buy a map, yeah? And it's like, okay, cool, I bought the map. Why is there nothing on this map? Oh, because you need to buy all the bits of the map. Like, you need a compass that's an upgrade that shows you where you are on the map. Then you need to buy all the things that marked are on the map as like separate buyable items. And I'm like, okay, that's a bit of a move. I'll leave one word out there so Common doesn't have to bleep it. But then, yeah, like...
Dude, you were talking about 9/11 conspiracies at the start of the show. I don't even have to worry about a bit of swearing anymore.
But, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, there's... it's one of those... I don't know, I've got kind of Stockholm syndrome of, like, actually quite liking some of those elements and getting to be, okay, no, like, now that I've gone into the game, that's fine. But then, for instance... there's another currency in the game. I've got 400 of them. I've maxed out at 400. I've no idea what they do or what it's like. Beads buys everything in the game that I've encountered so far. And there's another currency, and it hasn't told me what the hell I do with that currency or what happens with it. I don't know if I should be spending it. I don't know if I have missed something where I could have spent it. I have no idea what's going on with that at the moment.
I'm going to be keeping an eye on chat to see if anyone knows, just for you, Tim.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But then, like, because I was struggling on this boss so much, I actually read a guide on it, and that's partly where I was like, oh, okay, you can bounce on that boss. Okay, that's good. I kind of know how to do that because I used that to get one of the upgrades. But then, yeah, like, apparently beating that boss unlocks fast travel. And also, yeah, there's no, like, magic way around that boss. It's just that boss is a bit of a-hole. And you have to try and beat him because it's a bit of a skill check. And yeah, I don't mind hard boss battles in games. I just like, this one is like, Shinobi is an interesting example. Yeah, I complained about the boss battles and that because I thought they were a bit too easy, like from the demo at least. Anyway, they didn't seem very enjoyable. They didn't seem to like particularly make use of the skills in the game. Whereas this goes way too far in the other direction. It's like a massive skill check early on in the game that's a big blocker. I literally cannot progress in this game until I beat the boss. But I don't know if I can be bothered to put in the time and effort to do so. At the same time, as I said, right, it sounds like I've been massively critical, but I can see why people like this game and why it is beloved. Just, I'm not sure I'm one of those people that love it, basically. I much preferred the Rogue Prince of Persia in recent platforming games, action platforms.
So, when the first game had done the rounds and a lot of people were hyping it up, and every time it went on sale, anyone would go, I would just constantly see on like Twitter at the time, people going, you have to pick this up, it's on sale, it's one of the best games ever made. And I picked it up on Switch and I played it for a little bit. I went, not for me. I was so surprised about like the hype of this game, and fine, okay, people love it. I think launching it on Game Pass is kind of its own kind of negativity, because by launching it on Game Pass, it's got in the hands of way more many people than it probably would have if it was just released on its own. And because of that, that's why we're seeing a lot of this game is overly hard for the sake of being hard. You have to do these long obstacle paths to get to the boss, or in between the boss battles, and it's things that we don't do these days. And I was like, if you want to play this game, you want to play it because it's a hard platformer with these other elements in it. If you liked the first game, then play this game. I didn't like the first game, so I probably won't play this, even though it's not on Game Pass. You know, I know it's not for me.
It's a game built for a very particular gamer, and that I don't think that's me.
You are not that gamer.
No, I'm not that gamer. Which
Do I remember
is
right,
fine. I don't have to love every game in the world.
Didn't you get into the first game, Dan?
I got about halfway through it, then I think I moved house, which rather kind of killed all of my free time. I mean, I enjoyed it. I'll be honest with you, I'm like you, Carmen. I wasn't quite sure what all the fuss was about. It felt a perfectly good Metroidvania. Again, Tim, I found the art style a little odd. I think it wasn't quite what I go for, but I thought it was a perfectly okay game.
It's weird. I like the art style of the levels and the other characters. I particularly don't like the art style of the main character, which is obviously what you spend most of the time in the game seeing. Also, my missus, who isn't a gamer, but she referred to it, I think, as Evil Mimi. I think it's Mimi. I could be getting that name wrong. But the rabbit thing that looks like it was drawn by the less talented cousin of the person that drew Hello Kitty.
I have no idea what that is.
I have no idea what you're on about, mate.
Is that a Labubu?
I was going to say, yeah.
Labubu.
Hey, come on, we're down with the kids.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a Labubu.
It's a white rabbit thing, anyway.
I don't those things at all.
I don't know what a Labubu is, and at this point, I'm too scared to ask. The South Park episode was pretty good on that.
I don't think it's Mimi. I think that's another rabbit.
Jeff the rabbit. All right, so that's a definite recommend from you then too.
Yeah.
It's a recommend if you're a very particular type of gamer, though I'm not.
If you've got a particular
if you're not
set
Tim,
of skills,
it's a recommend.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, once again, it's if you like your harder games, it's on Game Pass, so you can give it a trial that way if you have Game Pass already. If you are a fan of Hollow Knight, chances are you probably already know about this and picked it up. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit late. For
And
that,
it is
but yeah.
it is on everything. It's PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and a Mac.
What?
What?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's not that like intensive on the old hardware.
Snap. You're goading the Mac users. Cyberpunk 2077 runs on a Mac on Mac.
I saw it's basically the console version.
Yeah.
It's
quite a clever way of
Miffy
doing
was
that.
the name of the cartoon character that I was trying
What the hell are you talking about?
Miffy.
Get out of here with your
Nifty?
jibber jabber.
Niffy?
Miffy.
How do you spell that? With an I or a Y?
Why?
How about we don't care?
Can I
it's
put
not
this in
important.
conversation?
I don't like it.
I'm
Don't
so
like.
glad
Anyway,
we-
yes, we should probably
Yes.
move on to something else. So Tim, that's a distinct mare barrels out of
Yeah.
for you on Hollow Knight Silksong. And then Coleman, Hell is Us.
Yes,
We
it
did a demo of this a
is.
while ago. This has gone down rather splendidly well with
I liked the
denizens of
demo.
the internet.
Good. Yes, Tim went very in depth about the demo. I think 50 minutes he was talking about the
Yes, he
opening
was.
cutscene.
Longer than the
Yes,
demo.
but yes, this is from Rogue Factor, who I wasn't too familiar with any of their games in the past, but they're a Vancouver-based studio. Hell is Us. I have been playing this not so much this week, but I played the holy hell out of this just before London went to hell. Is Us. And it's one of the stranger games that I've played, but in a really, really good way. The big selling point is that this is a game that refuses to hold your hand, which is not usually something I go for. Back in the day, when I was much, much younger, I would play a very weird, obscure RPG and have a notepad out and make note down clues and things along the way. Do you remember when instruction pads used to have the little note section in the back?
Yeah.
In the last couple of pages,
That's a cool
I would be one of those.
story, Coleman.
Yeah,
That's a
one
good
of those
time for your
kids that would fill that in.
medication now.
Anyway,
Like
so
Mist and Riven and stuff like that. I can remember, playing those and having a notepad out, and even Tunic. Made me get a notepad out. And
yes, I think that's why when we last spoke about this, I think we were both kind of bonding over Mist notes.
yes,
yeah. So by that I mean there is no mini map, there are no quest markers, there's no yellow paint trail. If you want to finish a quest, then you have to actually remember what people tell you and work things out for yourself. So, for example, you might come across an NPC and they will casually mention a cave near their childhood home, and hours later you stumble across that and remembered, hey, they said about this cave near their childhood home. Go look inside, unlock a new secret, find other parts to different missions, and kind of link them up along the way. It's very interesting, that kind of approach to the game. It's not one that I've really gone in for in the modern kind of gaming scene, but I'm really, really enjoying it. So yeah, there's a whole lot you can miss, and you'll just kind of end up wandering around. The other part of this game is that it is quite a dark story. It's quite unsettling. You kind of have that Elden Ring structure of the open world, more biome than world, but different areas that you run around in, and you've got really hard enemies to go beat up, and you level up from beating up the enemies. And it's all very dark, kind of dystopian looking. It's very sort of World War II war-torn battleground influence. There's dead bodies everywhere and tanks that have been blown up. And yeah, I mean, very early on, it's got some kind of it's got some very kind of Holocaust vibes to it. Like very, very early on in the game, there's a big dead body pile in a pit. They're very ashy, very kind of Schindler's Lists kind of feeling to it. So it's very dark and depressing, and sometimes I like that. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's nice to have something different. But yeah, the main point is the kind of Souls-like aspect to it, and the piecing together of things. Now, I only played this for like 2 days, but in that time, I put a lot of hours into it, and I got through to the second act of the game, which doesn't sound that much, but I think there's only like 3 acts to the game, so I got pretty far in. But a lot of that time is I have now got to that point where I'm kind of banging my head against the wall of I don't know where I'm meant to progress, so I need to go back and listen to more other NPCs and revisit people and stuff and figure out where I'm going. But along the way, it's running around a field and killing all these weird kind of faceless enemies and leveling up along the way to make myself stronger, which is cool because I like that feeling of, okay, if I'm not progressing in the story, at least I'm getting stronger, so I'll make the game a little bit easier for me along the way. And you get these very weird enemies that are all kind of, they're white and they have a swirl where their face should be, and they have like random holes in their body. And they all look the same, but it's different types. You have like a tank type. You'll have ones that are linked to different enemies that you'll have to kill a specific enemy and then go around and kill other enemies. You'll have like groups of small little drone ones and bigger boss ones, and that stuff I really like. But yeah,
I mean, presumably they're doing it from the point of view of trying to make it a more immersive thing, since, you know, no matter which way you look at it, like an objective marker ultimately kind of breaks the fourth wall, doesn't it? Because it's not something you would ever really encounter in real life. But how much of that kind of desire to make it feel like a challenging environment that you're having to understand, how much of that actually gets in the way of enjoying the game, would you say?
I don't think it does at all. It took a little, like when I say a little while, probably like half an hour to get my head around it, and get myself back into that old school mentality, thinking of playing a game like this. It's actually quite freeing to do it this way, and because I will, if you give me the options, I don't care about the yellow paint and the breadcrumbs and all the things that everyone complains about games being too easy. Hey, hit this orange marker on the enemy, it's telling you where to hit it specifically. I don't mind that stuff. Usually if it's got a good story, I'm just in for the story, but this one I'm in for the story and the gameplay. And the story's a weird one. It's all kind of, it's done in the narrative of you're being investigated. You've been shot with truth serum. You're being investigated by this very large gentleman with a desperate Dan chin, and he looks like one of the characters from Mad Max. You know, when they're all the different leaders of the different. You've got like the oil town and the bullet town, and they've all met up, and they're all very weird, gross looking people. He looks like one of those kind of guys. Yeah. So he's just like super fat, and he's got this gigantic chin on chin on chin on chin just rolling down his face.
Or something from Dune.
Yes.
There's also a bad circa 1980s joke there that I'm not going to repeat too.
Right. Okay.
Like I heard one of the criticisms of the game overall is that there's not a great payoff for that setup. It doesn't really complete the loop on that very well. But from what you've played so far, like does the narrative in world and like kind of the stories that it sets with like the characters that you encounter and stuff, is that enough of a drive to sort of drive you through the game to make it interesting?
I think so. The narrative stuff, it because of the kind of open nature and trying to piece things together yourself, it does go to the wayside quite a bit. But when it starts picking up again, I'm going like, oh yeah, his dad. You know, don't want to spoil too much about I'm being as vague as I can about the story, other than the setup. But that stuff has hooked me in so far. It's just that when it goes, it does go, but you do reconnect to it when you remember what you're doing. Okay. But yes, back to the setting. You're being interrogated. You've been shot with a bunch of truth serum. So you're now telling the story of what of how you've been found in this restricted area that doing whatever it is you're doing.
Lost.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, got lost.
No.
I went right when I should have gone left. That's the truth, mate. That's how I'm here. But that's not a very entertaining or a very compelling game story premise, though, is it? Let's face it. So.
Yeah, so everything you're doing is in a past tense, I always like that interesting kind of narrative way of telling the game. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little worried now. You told me it hasn't got a good payoff.
Yeah, sorry,
according to a lot of the criticism. So
wow, Tim, way to ruin Coleman's fun.
I mean, hopefully it'll deflate your expectations so that it's okay. But yeah, and maybe people are wrong. You never know. But also, combat-wise, I really enjoyed the combat from what I saw in the demo.
Combat's great.
Does that continues throughout the game and sort of stays interesting?
Yeah, it's got that kind of, and I will go to Bloodborne because I don't really play a lot of the Souls games, but it's got that Bloodborne feeling of you have the starting weapon, which is a sword, and you have a drone. And the drones have different powers because you upgrade it along the way. Right, to begin with, you can use the drone to kind of distract the enemies so you can get a couple of hits in or just kill them completely. You have a sword that you can quick attack or you can strong attack, and you can charge your strong attack and take them out in one hit to begin with, and then the stronger those enemies get, the harder that gets. And then you can upgrade your weapon along the way, so it starts getting stronger, and the drone as well, so you start getting other abilities.
I liked the twin axes, though. I switched to them in the demo. They were good.
You get twin axes, you get specific, like you will get a heavy type of axe, you will get different types of swords along the way, so it's trying to find your play style and balance what you're using. I've gone for the twin axes and the regular sword, but I think it's more so just because I've powered up the sword so much. I can see myself with the way the enemies keep changing that I might just switch to something along the way. But yes, I do like the weapon choice, and I do like the drone powers as well. Like I've got an ability where the drone attaches to your back and you kind of use it as a little boosting jetpack. And if you've got any, because you'll have areas where you've got these kind of drone enemies that you'll see at the start of the game that seem quite hard, and then as you progress they get a bit easier, but then more and more of them start coming along. So you'll have like 8 drone enemies on the on the path, and I shouldn't say drone because you actually have a drone. Once you use that charge ability, you kind of just barrel straight through them all and take them all out, and then hit the last one with your sword. So that stuff's really satisfying when you get the hang of it. But yes, it's a very good feeling combat. It has that. It wears that Souls-like on its sleeve. That influence in a very good way.
And I thought the puzzles are quite good in the demo. Does that continue to be the case?
Yeah, they're good. There's a lot of like translation puzzles where you can't read what text is because it's in a foreign language. But if you can find key markers to kind of let you know what that language is. But you also go, oh, these are the instructions, but I can't read them. But if I go around here, it's kind of giving me an indicator to what this puzzle is and piece it together for yourself. So that stuff is very satisfying when you get through it. But yes, I will leave it there. Again, I've not completed the game yet. I see myself completing this game. I will go as far as to say this is probably going to be in one of my top 3 at the end of the year. Which I like that 2 of my top 3 so far are games of walking around a big world with scary ghost creatures to fight.
Welcome to middle age. Walking around is as fun as it gets these days.
I need to find like
minds can cope with it.
I need to find like a bright, colourful game to break up my top 3 at the moment. But yes,
sounds like
sorry.
a fairly nailed-on recommend from you then, Coleman.
Yes, Hell is Us. It's out on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. I'm playing it on PS5. It is $44.99 to $49.99.
Reasonable.
Sounds all right.
I think I paid $40 for a physical copy.
Ooh. Oh, you got physical as well. That's good.
Big spender.
I might have to borrow that when you're done.
You're actually in line on that one, Tim.
Yeah, thanks.
I think you're third.
Oh.
Right. Those are all the games we've done played. Looking at the time, we should probably skip the news.
I think we probably should. I mean, well, should we
just take a minute to make fun of Randy Pitchford?
Oh yeah, I think we
Yeah.
probably should do that.
I was going to make fun of the return of Virtual Boy as well, but hey.
Yeah, you got to buy 2 Nintendo Switch 2s, one for each eyeball to replicate the utter waste of money that the Virtual Boy.
You say
was.
that, but the little stand thing that is just an accessory just for playing those 14 games that they're releasing, £100, Dan. £100.
If
you don't know what we're referencing, there was a Nintendo Direct last week, and
a big one.
They had, it was an actual mainline Nintendo Direct. There was a lot of first-party Nintendo games and things to talk about. Virtual Boy is back on Nintendo Classics, and you can get a weird cardboard VR headset.
The answer to a question that nobody wanted in the first place.
I will say there is a full breakdown on BigRedBarrel.com.
Yeah,
go there.
Go on, it's written up. For me, I thought it was impressive that they managed to announce quite so many new games and quite so many titles, and still only have 1.5 games that I care about possibly buying a Switch 2 for. But hey,
I like that we opened with the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and we went, hey, we've just introduced these characters in this universe in Super Mario Brothers. Let's just jump straight into Galaxy. That's
just go
mad
straight
to
in.
me. But I really like that first film, so I'm looking forward to a sequel next year.
That I was more looking forward to that than almost any of the games they announced. So yeah, it's not good.
Do you know what? Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. I really like the look of that.
That's like at least half a game that I'm interested in. The only other one was Metroid Prime 4, and the bit that they announced of that looked what made me less impressed than what they'd shown off before. The motorbike stuff and that, I'm like, really? A motorbike? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
The
they've
exact
added
opposite
this
of the fact that a teaser should for you, Tim. It made you more miserable about the prospect of the game.
What was impressive about showing off Metroid Prime 4 before was going, hey,
It exists.
One, it exists. 2, it plays very well. Look how smooth this gameplay is. You can use a mouse on Nintendo Switch 2, the mouse control mode thing. And, it just looks sharp and smooth. And then as soon as they went, okay, so we have a motorbike mode, so you're out in the third person and out into a big open world, it's like, are we on an Xbox 360? What happened to the... Wow, that looks dated.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave looked kind of interesting. Although
I do like me a Fire Emblem game, I have to say. I did really enjoy playing Fire Emblem back in the day.
Yeah.
Good turn-based strategy game.
I don't know if you spotted the... is it Pokemon Pokopia?
That was very strange.
I'm not
Doesn't make me want to buy a Switch 2, but...
Yeah, I don't think I want to play that game, but the idea of like making the Pokemon Animal Crossing type game is a good idea. I just like that. I like Ditto. Ditto is a cool Pokemon. In the cartoon, sorry, allow me to nod out for a minute. In the cartoon, they encounter a Ditto who can the Ditto can mimic other characters. That's why it's a Ditto. But in the cartoon, it could never do the face, so it would just be like the body of a Pikachu but with the Ditto face. But they've never actually replicated that in any of the games. They just become the other model of the character. In this one, they're doing that again. It's the Ditto face, and I like that characteristic. So
it wouldn't a Ditto. It's not impersonating him. It's just what he said. That's basically what Ditto is. So I think you're slightly misunderstanding the concept of Ditto. It's not like they emulate and become things. It's just like a lazy what they said.
Although the role
what
of
he said. He doesn't
the
become
role
a
of
Pikachu.
the
He just said, yellow bugger said. Whatever he
the
said.
role and powers and abilities of the Ditto in the Detective Pikachu movie.
Right.
That was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Sorry, I forgot that Coleman has no sense of humour when it comes to Pokemon lore.
Yeah.
No, he's like,
I do.
No.
No.
Nope, the Ditto.
I understood. I didn't find it very funny.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Shade thrown.
Shall we insult Randy Pitchford before we get out?
Yeah, let's do that.
So, Coleman, I alluded to this. Essentially, Pitchford has been getting salty about criticism coming from the PC direction of the gaming universe on the performance of Borderlands 4. So, as this problems with performance led to mixed reviews on Steam that we've talked about, And Digital Foundry, being Digital Foundry, have done a fairly in-depth analysis saying that, yep, there's pretty bad performance drops on higher settings, and that they actually went out to advise against using the game's badass preset, which is everything turned up to max. And in response, Randy Pitchford has taken this gracefully, as you would expect, but he's done something that are useful, like advising players on tweaking settings, advising them to use DLSS. He even suggested that people should seek refunds through Steam, but he's got a rather blunt accept reality and tune the game or just don't bother playing, which is really not.
I'll go for option B, please. Thanks.
He actually went for if you don't like it, how about you go make your own engine and build your own game? And it's like, dude, you're charging £70 for this game on console. £70, and you're complaining that people are complaining that it's broken.
Also, I heard somewhere else that someone said to him, "Oh, why didn't you build the game for like the average thing out there?" And his response to that was, "The average thing out there is a phone." It's like, come on, like what? Okay,
You got phones on you?
Yeah, it was literally that.
Don't pick at that. Don't pick at that, Coleman. Whatever you do, don't pick at that.
I do find it funny because Randy Pitchford, I don't know what he's like in real life. I've never met the guy, but he comes across as quite unlikable. And every time it's always when a new game comes, there's always a controversy about him. He gets talked about a lot in games media press in a negative light. And then, but all the big news sites and stuff, they always act surprised when he says something douchey. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's Randy Pitchford. You guys write about it, and then you act surprised every time.
It makes it more sensational sounding, but yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Google Randy Pitchford and medieval times. That's a fun old read.
Oh.
Anyway.
Right.
God bless you, Randy.
Shall we wrap this sucker up? I think we should.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should go to, before you do anything else, you should go to bigredbarrel.dashery.com.
Oh,
buy my
nope,
face.
wait, that one.
Or if that's too much typing for you, you can just go to bigredbarrel.com/store and you can find all the things that are on our Dashery store right there. Other things that don't include my face, but most importantly, things with my face on them. So go there.
Buy things with Dan's face on it.
Yes.
A mug.
His name's Daniel.
bigredbarrel.com/store. What?
His name's Daniel. He's 14 years old. I burnt Chrissy up in the first round, and the rest of you are going to be left eating my dust.
I still want to exercise my right to be forgotten. Thank you very much.
You will never, never.
You still advertise the fact that people can buy your face, saying exactly that.
Eating my dust.
Yeah.
Well, there's that eating my dust, but it's the whole monologue that I truly regret that precedes that.
What monologue would that be, Dan?
Name's Daniel.
I've got a feeling we're going to get reminded of it. There we go.
Pressing up in the first round, and the rest of you are going to be left eating my dust, 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 eating my dust.
Tim, Tuesday's a Tuesday. Tell us about Tuesday.
Tuesday is indeed a Tuesday, and each and every Tuesday we do an event called Tabletop Tuesday at the Loading Bar in Stoke Newington. This week's game is slightly up in the air, just because I had to move things around a bit because something booked a slot, didn't turn up.
I'm trying to get it.
Anyway, but yeah, it's a long story. But I will lock down what we are having
story
tomorrow.
Too, may I just say, Tim, I enjoyed it thoroughly, the story.
Blame the tube strikes.
It's a
or a flu
let's
jab.
go with tube strike. That's fine. But basically, I'll have more details up hopefully tomorrow. If you want to come along to Tabletop Tuesday at the Loading Bar in Stoke Newington. If you want to check out more details, join the over 2,250 people in our meetup group, the highest rated board game group in the UK on Meetup. And yeah, search for Tabletop Tuesdays on meetup.com or just go to the right hand side of bigredbarrel.com, click on the big old button that says Tabletop Tuesdays for more details. Or as I said, just come along to the Loading Bar in Stoke Newington each and every Tuesday and you could win a new board or card game just by playing it that very evening.
Who and indeed
Tabletop
Czar to that.
Tabletop Tuesday, the
remember-
Loading Bar in Stoke Newington this Tuesday. And remember, touch Tim's face, kiss him, lick him, and do
Don't do
things to
anything.
him.
Eating my dust.
Eat his
Fond-
dust.
Fondling
eat my
is
dust.
Tim's favourite thing. Fondling. He loves a bit of fondling.
Eating my dust.
Sorry, I slipped on that one.
Yeah.
I wonder what this button does.
Eating my dust.
Oh, it's that one. Sorry.
I think I'm just going to put this out there. I think all of those buttons make that noise. Try
this
another one.
Eating my dust.
Yeah, told you. And I
yeah.
bet you the one next to
Wow.
it does the same as well.
Where's the? Is that one?
Eating my dust.
There we
yeah,
go.
it's that one.
Yeah, I told you.
It's a delayed
Okay,
eating
I'm
my
going to
dust.
save you a lot of time. All of those buttons do exactly the same thing,
Daniel, you in for a beating?
Nah.
I like that one.
apart from that one.
That one does not get enough use.
Yes, we need that one more.
I'll tell you what's really good in the Dan sound bites.
Eating my dust.
That's a good one.
That's
no,
good.
it's
That's a
great, that's a
classic.
cracker.
We should dust
Very
that one
good.
off a little bit more often, Coleman.
No, because Dan might eat it.
Eating my dust.
Yeah.
Right, let's
Yeah.
get this show in the rearview mirror, shall we?
Be sure to go to bigredbarrel.com. There is the website where we host this here podcast and other things, much like the breakdown of the Nintendo Direct, if you wish to look at what I've been doing.
It was like the breakdown of modern society.
Like the breakdown of
on BigRedBarrel.com.
my psyche. Yes. BigRedBarrel.com. Go there, check out stuff and things, and be sure to look at our social media links and what have you. Did you know you can find us on Big Red Barrel pretty much everywhere? If you look on Facebook or X or Blue Sky or Twitch or YouTube, it's all as Big Red Barrel. That's right, it's all aligned. No more Big Red Barrel TV.
Oh.
Big Red Barrel. Finally.
I miss
we
Big
did
Red
it.
Barrel TV.
No, you don't.
Bring
Oh,
back
all right.
today.
We hit a celebration, but in fact, I'm gonna make a celebration noise.
Eating my dust.
Yes, we did it, guys.
Yay!
BigRedBarrel.com, and be sure to find us on Discord, which you can find at BigRedBarrel.com/Discord.
Minto Halfwa.
There is a /man to Hafwa, but I'm not
Minto
spelling it
Halfwa.
out.
Yes,
You got to work it out.
Minto Halfwa.
Be sure to go there. Do you know what? I think we still got loads of Steam games available on Discord that no one's
I'm
claimed. So be sure to do
I
that.
need to go through my uncashed in Steam keys at some point.
Maybe
Maybe around Christmas we should do some. We should spread the joy and give some stuff away. Is what we should do.
I'm sure Tim will like some of those Steam games if he
He'll
can ever
probably steal them
remember his
first.
Discord login.
Yeah, I'll remember it one day.
One day.
That's the show.
It is. It was. Thank you for coming along, one and all. We really do appreciate it. Hopefully, you'll come back again. That'd be lovely. Because we'd love to see you, or listen to you, or you listen to us. I'm not quite sure how we'll interact, but we'll find a way. We'll find a way. Life finds a way. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life.
Go on.
Finds.
I feel a little bit dirty the way you went. Yeah, it does. Oh, yeah. You all right there, Tim?
No.
Eating my dust.
Right, we're going. Thank you for coming along. All that's left to do is to remind you that I have been Dan.
I might have been Tim.
My name's Daniel. I burnt Chrissy up in the first round, and the rest of you could have been left eating my dust.
Lovely.
Oh, I forgot the
Brilliant.
14-year-old bit.
Lovely.
It's because you're not.
Lovely.
You're also not Dan, but still.
Okay, we're going
My
now.
name's Daniel.
Thank you for coming along. And until next time, dear listeners, toodle bye.
Name's Daniel. I'm 14 years old. I burnt Chrissy up in the first round. And the rest of you are going to be left eating my dust.
What
Eating
game did you
my
burn
dust.
Chrissy up in, by the
Eating
way?
my dust. Eating my dust. Eating my dust. Eating my dust.
Mario Kart.
Mario
Eating my
Kart.
dust.
Ah.
Daniel, you in for a beating?
Yeah, it's definitely a racing game, hence the
Consumption of dust.
consumption of dust by aforementioned Chrissy.
Uh-huh.
I wonder what I don't know what happened to Chrissy. Last time I saw her in my rearview mirror, in my dust.
Worst episode ever.
Did I mention the delirium thing?
No.
Cool.
Lovely. Right, that's it. That's the show. Thank you, everyone, for coming along. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat.
Yes, if you've enjoyed this show, then please, if you've been watching the show live, then why not give us a like on the stream, on the YouTube or whatever. That would be great.
Smash that
like
subscribe button. And
Smash
stuff.
that like button,
Smash
subscribe, like, comment, and subscribe.
Filing the
My
holes.
14-year-old voice on again.
Sorry?
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Feels good on the voice. It's vocal stimming, Dan. Where's the... Oh, there it is.
Come in my love cupboard.
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Dirty Hibs.
Let's do that.
Okay, I